Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Curtdog.
Welcome to the show. Let's get this party started.
Yeah, I'm out.
Hopefully, y'all had a great day
I'm
today.
out. I'm out.
It wouldn't
Welcome
be
to Speak. I'm
allegedly
out.
because he
Welcome to
was
Speak. I'm
charged.
out. Welcome to Speak. I'm out. Welcome to Speak. I'm out.
Why, those
Welcome to
must be
Speak. I'm
some
out.
good
Welcome to
wings.
Speak. I'm out. Who you with, Curtdog?
Welcome to Speak On It with Curtdog. Hopefully, y'all had a great week today. I don't know about y'all, but it's cold outside. First, want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Be Live, as always, in the house. And also for our listeners on anchor.fm, where you can take us to go wherever you are. While you're working at your computer, you can um, uh, end up listening to the show while you're on the move. So, welcome to the show. Um, you know what time it is tonight. My BFF, my little sister's in the house. We're gonna do a little bit of history tonight, and then we're gonna talk about Sakara Richardson, um, how she called that out IOC. We're gonna talk about that, and Hadley Palmer. Oh, yeah, be careful who you have around your kids. Um, and then also Prince Andrew. We're going to talk about him too. So, without a delay, let me bring my little sister up in the house. Miss Risky, what's going on?
Nothing. Nothing much.
Just chilling, just chilling.
Pretty much.
Hold on, I can't even reach the light. Hold on. Ah, now I can see good, at least a little bit better. How was your week? How was your Valentine?
I mean, I guess it was all right. Just a regular day. Went to work,
Yeah.
came home.
That's a good thing, being able to make it home. Um, Mine's pretty much the same. I worked late. Had to get back up early the next morning, so that's my life.
Yeah.
Go to work, come home, take a shower, get a bite to eat, and do it all over again in the morning. Um, so we're back in the house tonight. It's the end of it's the end of the week for some people. I still have 2 days left before it's the end of the week for me. Um, so while I'm working Saturday, y'all pray for
Mhm.
me. um,
I know we're having some bipolar weather. Like
y-
it's gonna drop way down to the 20s, and then sometime next week it's gonna be 87, and then drop again.
it's amazing because I was out there in it, and that wind ain't no joke. I don't want to say it's disrespectful because um,
Listen, the other day it almost pushed my car over. I was like, let me slow down a little bit before I take flight.
well, I'm sure with the speed you was going, your car was almost off the ground anyway.
That's why I said I need to slow down before I took flight. I want to get home.
Yeah, exactly. Now, before we go any further, um, early election is going on. Please get out and vote. Let your voice be heard, regardless of where you're located. Check your polling places. Here in Texas, they are open from 8 to 5. So definitely get out and vote. Let your voice be heard because these elections are very important, especially for our midterm, which is what we're doing now. That decide the governor of your state, and other races that's going on. So you definitely want to get out, let your voice be heard. I voted Tuesday, like I said I would. My wife voted Tuesday, and Miss Risky, I believe you voted Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday. So we've done our part. It's time for y'all to do your part. So with that being said, Miss Risky has some history for us tonight.
Yeah, but before I start,
Okay.
my sister's birthday
Yeah, baby,
today,
little sister birthday.
and
Happy.
then her twin, she just came home today from OU. So out there 20, future
Yeah,
doctor.
kind of. Very smart young lady. Happy birthday, little sister. She comes in every once in a while, listen to the show, and I had a chance to meet her for Christmas. She was like, "Hey, Kurt Dog, I finally get a chance to meet you in person." So I appreciate you for supporting the show, little sister, and just like everyone that support the show, I really appreciate it. And also, I want to shout out to Dr. Stephen Finley out of um, I forgot what college. I believe it's um, LSU, but it's down in not at LSU campus. It's the other one. I may be wrong about the college, but he started up a African American uh, museum display there, which he have a lot of knowledge about the history of African American history. So hopefully we will be getting him on the show soon and talking with him to talk about history. And that'll have to be a show you need to be on, Miss Risky, because I know you love history.
I do, but
So
we'll see.
so it'll have to be on a Thursday. So shout out to Dr. Stephen Finley. Great job, brother. Um, all right.
All right. But anyway, so today we're going to be talking about Dr. Alexa Irene Kennedy Davis. Um, she is the first African American woman in the United States to become a neurosurgeon, and this occurred in 1981. She was born to Elizabeth 14th Golden Kennedy and Dr. Clinton Kennedy Jr., a dentist, on November 7th, 1950, in Lansing, Michigan. After graduating from Lansing High School in 1967, she received her bachelor's degree from the University of Michigan in 1971 and her master's from the College of Medicine at the University of Michigan in 1975. And between 1975 and 1976, Kennedy Davis completed an internship at Yale New Haven Hospital. There, she trained as a resident in neurosurgery in the University of Minnesota between um, 1976 and 1981. After a fellowship in pediatric surgery at Children's Hospital in Philadelphia between 81 and 82, she returned home to Michigan and joined the neurosurgery department at Detroit's Henry Ford Hospital. In 1983, she was hired at Children's Hospital of Michigan, where she later became chief of neurosurgery in 1987. Now, before that, she was certified by the American Board of Neurological Surgery in 1984. And 85, she was teaching at Wayne State University School of Medicine as a clinical instructor of neurosurgery. So now, fast forward, 1997, she was elevated to professor of neurosurgery at Wayne School of Medicine. Um, and let me go back. She was married. That's how she got the name Kennedy, to a George Davis. He was a U.S. Navy recruiter in '88. Um, so that's where she gets her name from. Now, later on, let's see, while she was doing the children thing, her areas of expertise were in craniofacial abnormalities, hydalus, tumors of the brain, and congenital spine abnormalities. I'm glad glad I could get through half of those words, practice that. So, she has received numerous professional recognitions, including being Woman of the Year by the American Women's Medical Association in 1993, as well as being inducted to the Michigan Women's Hall of Fame. She mentors young people by speaking at high schools in Pensacola area, hoping that her accomplishments are helping to inspire dreams of the younger generation. Let's see, in 2001, she retired from the position of chief of neurosurgery, and she moved to Pensacola, Florida, with her husband, and also, who was also retired at the time. And that was a city where he was based when he was in the Navy. But several years after retirement, she was lured back to surgery as a consultant, and she did part-time surgical practice at the Sacred Heart Medical Group Hospital. So she's very accomplished, and she's still kicking and doing her thing.
Mm. That's a wonderful thing. The sister, the first African American female in the United States to be a neurosurgeon, which is great. Um, that's some good history right there in the midst of Black History Month. So, congratulations, Dr. Davis. Um, Continue to do the great work, giving back to younger people and encouraging them to pick the right path in their life. And hopefully some of these students come back and talk about once they become a doctor and talk about the uh, how much of a blessing it was for you to come and speak to them and change their life around. So that's some good history right there.
Yeah,
T-Cal.
hopefully one day I'll mention my niece, and hopefully she does great things.
Exactly, because she's a very smart young lady. And she have a cocoa for cuckoo puff crazy uncle. Me. uh, that
She got a
never
lot of
go
them.
together. Huh.
She got a lot of them, and
Yeah,
a
a
lot of
lot of
crazy
them.
aunties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll roll up to Oklahoma in a heartbeat.
You're like, what's this
Yeah,
tour bus doing here?
exactly. Yeah. Where these six fools come from? Don't worry about it. We about to do some things, and we ain't boot scooting.
Be
So,
like that scene from, what was it, Bad Boys, when the boy goes up to the door to take his daughter out on a date. Be
oh
like,
yeah,
what's up? With the gun. I just got out of prison.
exactly. So, uh, don't trip. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Don't trip.
Yeah, don't mess with my little snickerdoodle.
Welcome to the show. T Callus in the house. Happy Thursday. Great looks. I'm in time for Black History Fact, my favorite segment. Hey, I appreciate it. Um,
Yeah, same here, T Cal.
we are Black History. Yeah. So don't get it twisted. We are. Um, so that's some good history. Thank you for always bringing history facts. And matter of fact, if you go to the History Maker, go to their website, and she have a couple of interviews on there, video interviews on there that you can actually hear them straight out of her mouth. So definitely
And
check her out.
was it biography has a story, and I think they have links as well to those interviews.
And so that's a wonderful thing. And our favorite food is a leg of lamb. Oof, that's what I'm talking about. I might have to do some lamb this weekend. Um, but definitely check out the video. And great job, Miss Christie. Great job. TK said true. She agreed with you. True. Um, so earlier this week, it came out about the Olympics, the International Olympic Committee. They did some foolishness. Um, they trying to compare apple for apple about what's this young lady name? Camilla uh,
Camila
mm,
Valieva.
Valieva, or whatever her name is. But Shakara Richardson called them out, on their mess, which they
Yeah,
needed
because
to
the
be called.
backstory, the Russian figure skater was found taking 2 or more drugs that were illegal that were for heart functions. She's 15 years old, um, and she stated that the mix-up was accidental because it was something her grandfather took. She ingested it accidentally by sharing his cup.
That sounds like some
That's
BS
that's
to
her
me.
excuse. But anyway, she should have been disqualified, but she was allowed to continue to compete. And anybody else, like the growth hormones, all those illegal things that enhances your performance, is banned, and you are not supposed to compete. And kicker is Shakari didn't take a drug and an enhancement drug.
Enhancement.
Yeah, she smoked a little weed because she was feeling bad about her, a death in the family. And so now Shakari is, like you said, calling them out on their BS and pointing out like the only difference between them is the color.
Color of their skin. Now, now the excuse. Let me see if I can find it. The excuse that IOC gave, the reason why they did
Yeah,
not
because it
come
was
together.
ridiculous. They were like, well, basically, it was, what was it? I just had it. They basically said that because Shakari owned up to it and took the penalty, and the other one didn't claim that she did it intentionally, it was given to her by other people, she was allowed to compete. So it wasn't on the same level. It's like, uh, no, it's the same thing. Like how y'all handled it, like, is different, but you take an illegal drug or a banned substance, you don't get to compete. She's 15 years old. She can come back in 4 years.
Exactly, and they were saying that it will cause. I'm trying to find it because I don't
Yeah,
want to
because I
misquote it.
had it and I couldn't. Let me look on the other one because I pulled up a couple of pages.
I'm trying to find it myself, but it talked
Yeah,
about it.
like I had it and then I lost it because I was like, I thought it was on this page. Um, Give me a second.
Now, also, Russia had been accused of different type of
Oh yeah,
doping
they always get
situation.
use banned substances and get caught in
2012,
China as well.
2014 Olympics, and uh, I'm trying to find it because I cannot find it, but uh,
I mean, because in this NBC News, they just said Shakari accepted the suspension, um, and took responsibility for her actions, as opposed to the other one who blamed, it was like, well, my mom gave me the drug. Now I'm drinking from cups, and it was contaminated. And I'm like,
well,
girl.
the thing is, they try to say because she was a minor, she had
Right.
no
And
knowledge of what she was doing, but the grown-ups around her know exactly what they was
but
doing because it
but
came out
no, because I'm listen. She's an Olympian. She
exactly.
trained for this. She knows what goes in and out of her bodies because they are trained on what's good and what's not. They have a list of things. If she needs some medication or whatever, they go over it with her. So I'm not falling for that, oh, I'm 15 and I don't know any better. No, there are like 15-year-olds out there on the streets slanging, and doing what they
Exactly.
need to do to survive. So I'm not like, come on now. She knew she's around a bunch of people, and this is her job, this is her career, this is her life. She knows what goes in and out of her body, and she got caught, or as Medea would say, she got.
Exactly. Okay, they said she's a protected person, a minor, in making the decision in accordance with the World Anti-Doping Code. That's a lie. That's full of BS if it ain't none. Um, and talking about it will cause her irreparable harm in this circumstance. Well, guess what? Chicago was rated to finish in the top. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Shakira had lost the sponsor or something. Or
Yeah, she was like ranked at like to place the top three. And just like this one, she was the Russian. She was supposed to win gold. Incidentally, she placed fourth because she fell on ice. But anyway, I'm not gonna go into that. But it's like, come on, all these This is what's gonna happen now. They're going to be looked at. They're going to look at every suspension that they've done to all the athletes in the past, in the future, and they're going to use this as an example. Well, she got to do it, and she got to perform. There was no suspension. There was none of this.
and
So this is
Shakira
the.
actually she called them out and she said that
Mhm.
out of the history of Olympic, any black athletes that ever tested positive for a banned substance was not able to compete.
Yeah,
So, but here, little Russia, she's able to compete, and it's wrong. It's
right.
definitely wrong.
And then
Uh,
again, it's not a performance enhancement drug that she took. Like Michael
marijuana is
Phelps
wrong.
was smoking all through the competitions, bong hits, weed, whatever, and he was killing it and getting all the gold medals. And he was eventually penalized for it, but he got to keep his medals and his rating. And I think now he's a consultant. And it is funny, like when you have lighter skin, you still have like your privileges, and you kind of keep your same, like you get suspended and then you come back at your same level. Shakari is like she's clawing and trying to survive and try to keep her name out there so she can compete and prove that she is a top competitor. Like she made a mistake, smoked a little weed to
and she hit,
take the edge off. And
and she stood by the decision that she made. And
right, and she owned up to it. She was like, "Oh, yeah." But then also, it's legal where she comes from. Like the
exactly,
state she's in is legal, but it's a banned substance, and she abided by the rules. And this little 15 Camilla Vileva should be held to the same standards.
and any other athlete should be too.
Yeah,
So,
and I know some of the commentators, they were just like, they didn't even look like Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski, like during some of her skating. They didn't say a word, but their silence spoke volumes. They were so disgusted because they've been in that field, in that world for a while, probably, since they were young kids. That was their life. And to have somebody who skates through literally after doing something illegal, taking a substance that's banned and still reaping the benefits. Like they basically made provisions. They were like, well, if she wins gold, then we won't have a ceremony. But how is that fair to the other competitors who get silver and bronze. You know what I mean? You go there, you want to be, recognized for your talents and your skill, and based on this girl's placement, you're not going to get to stand on the podium. Like, no, she should have been banned and sent home.
Should have been
Like,
banned. Well, hey, I'm glad Sakari Richardson is speaking out, and she let him have it on Twitter too. If you don't follow her on Twitter, you might need to follow her. Because she was going at it. She's like, look, the only difference I see is the color of our skin. Drug is a drug. If she know it's
exactly.
banned, they can lie and say, oh, I drink up my grandpa coffee out his mug.
Right. I'm like, and what? Like, come on now.
First of all, why are
Like,
you
you don't
drinking?
have so much backwash. Like, was he crushing it up and snorting it? Like, like she should have just kept her mouth shut on that one. I was like, she went from, oh, my family gave it to me to, oh, I actually drank from the same cup as my grandpa and he takes this.
Well, first of all, why are you drinking after your grandpa anyway? Because you know.
Listen, I drank from my grandmother one time and my lungs are still on fire. My chesticles. I was like, I'm bleeding in my chest. And then she went on about her business, like, I told you.
Keep your ass off my shit.
Mhm.
um,
Told you wouldn't
no,
like it. I was
right now,
begging.
right now in the middle of COVID, why would you drink after anybody?
Well, I mean, you kind of careless with your family.
Shit. I mean, I'm not.
Well,
Uh, I'm not. Nope.
like I take a sip from my margaritas. Like, taste this. Okay. But
Nah,
alcohol kills a lot of germs, so
that's what they say.
build your immunity.
Hmm. Oh, and the picture I sent you on Sunday, I should have sent you another one.
How did you send it?
But you responded to it.
How did you send it?
I said I should have
Facebook,
sent you
text.
another one. No, I think I sent it to you by text.
Okay. Like,
When you
because I
talking
need
about
to,
when you talking about I believe you're supposed to sip it.
huh? I didn't catch what you said.
Oh, you said I believe you're supposed to sip it. That was your response.
Oh, yeah, your video. All right.
Oh yeah, I did send a video, didn't I? I forgot I sent a picture. It was a
Yeah.
video.
Because I
Well,
was like, listen, there's too many forums out there. You need to be specific.
yeah. And uh had a couple of friends come out. It was only uh, three friends came by, and um, the two guys and myself. Well, I could just say it's bone dry right about now. It's gone, the whole bottle. What you
You should
doing?
probably take another hit with your allergies and stuff and clear all you out with all the stuff
Eh,
that's in the air.
there's not it's nothing else to take. Is what I'm telling you. The bottle is gone. Okay, your computer freezing up or something. Yeah, you freezing. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Shakari Richardson, great job on calling them out. Continue to call them out when they do wrong and go from there. So um hold on. Let me start this other one. Hold on. You're listening to Speak on It, Curtdog. I am Kurt Dog with Miss Risky's Thursday night. We've been talking about the history lesson and also talking about Sakari Richardson calling out IOC for allowing the 15-year-old to compete after tested positive for a banned substance. Uh, so we've been talking about that, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about tonight. And that's the way it is. Thursday night, free fall. Um, but now we finna move on to something a little bit serious. Be careful who you allow around your kids. I don't care how much money they have, how much of a social like they are. I don't care. Be careful who you allow to be around your kids. TCal said, "What is all gone?" That was that Deucing? Was that's the name of it?
What?
Deucey? That drink you gave me, the baller.
I don't know.
I think it
It's
was.
just a pretty emblem.
I want to say it's Duce or something like that. Jay
I
Z.
don't know. It looked like Prince in the Revolution. And I was like, I want that. Well, like one of his old
the
tapes.
the artist, the
Yeah,
artist
the
formerly
artist
known.
formerly known as. That's what we call it. That's what it is.
Hmm. Well, it was good. It was straight. I tried to sip it, but when you sip it, it burn your throat. I said, no, no, no.
Yeah, it burns your mucosal lining, gets all the bacteria out, so you can,
It
get
gotta
all
do it
the
quick.
impurities out.
It gotta do it quick for me because I'm gonna toss it back. So no, but that was it was good. It was good. I'm gonna have to go get some more because it was good. It was really good. Um, my wife barely had a chance to get some because when she made it home, um, she was like, um, did I didn't get a chance to taste this. I said, well, baby, go ahead and taste it because it's going quick. Uh,
Oh, here's a picture of it. It's whatever this is.
yeah,
Either it's the Knights Templar or formerly Prince or formerly known as. It's a cognac.
yes, it's a cognac.
Yeah, but it was pretty.
Is that the video I sent you?
No,
Oh,
no. It's a picture from somebody who posted it on Facebook. That's how I found out about it.
oh, okay.
One of our our
TK
peers. And
said
so we were like,
no.
"What is that? You look
Yeah.
like you're having a lot of fun drinking that."
It was actually smooth. It was smooth.
And I took a sip, and I was like, "Well, nope, not for me."
It was actually smooth. I was cool with it. I was like, all right, I might have to get some more. All right, do say y'all can sponsor us. We're looking for sponsors, so you could definitely sponsor us, and we can have drinks all the time. Um,
So
TK said
sidebar.
no.
So somebody, B Scott, did posted a story on Wendy Williams, and it says Wendy Williams' case against Wells Fargo has been BEN sealed. Well, the comments are hilarious. Everybody's like, "Who's Ben?" And I put in there, "Is that the same Ben that Michael Jackson sang about?" And people are like, just sending comments.
So what was the deal with Wells Fargo? I never did read this story.
Um, they wanted to protect her money because of her mental status and people around her, having access to her funds, and they wanted to control that. But they took it amongst themselves to do it. instead of like, reaching out, hey, you may want to watch her and her spending and make sure it's legit and she's not running through it. Because, of course, the bank, they want to keep that money. She got millions of dollars in banks. So
Yeah.
it's, more that they wanted to keep it in there and were afraid that she was going to be frivolous with it, or somebody near her would be frivolous with it.
Well, I heard today that she finally spoke out in her piece of the clip. She says she's coming back to a show, even though I believe Sherry Shepherd.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't know if she's coming back. She may do a drive by, but I don't know about that because her health, it doesn't seem like she's doing too well. She may have just been in one of them, what do they call it? No, it's not a fugue
good
state.
modes.
Yeah, she was in one of them states. I don't know. She just had some clarity for a minute, and then, but they're saying that she has like dementia and some other health issues. So I don't know if she'll be back in a full-time capacity.
Well, I know they when I heard the piece of the interview, I heard she was on the beach in Miami. So said she just out here vacation, can't wait to get back to New York, get back to a show and all of that. So I don't know. But have you ever seen old pictures of her?
Like how
Oh,
old? I mean, I've seen her when she
well,
was a little girl to when she was pregnant with her son, and like how far back? I'd
well, I
say I'll say yes.
it's an episode of Martin that she was on,
Okay.
and I felt like she was a very
She
beautiful
prob-
woman back then.
she was probably on that cocaine then.
Well, she that was before the surgery, pre-surgeries, but she was a nice looking young lady. But I always heard she was, well, allegedly she was using cocaine and
Well, she
uh,
says it. She said it on the show. She did it. Like there's a whole movie about it, and she did it.
oh yeah, uh,
Yeah. So
it always been rumored about the fact. I think she had several miscarriages and couldn't really had a hard time of having kids, having a
yeah,
child.
like her son, she was on bed rest. Um,
But
so yeah,
I
hopefully
know
everything works out for her.
she used to come on the local station here, K104, and do an update. And she said something one day, and Mac 10 called in, and he went in. I was like, okay. Then after that, I didn't hear from her no more. So, but hopefully she uh, get better. Whatever health concerns she's having, hopefully she have them under control and can enjoy her life. So,
I just pulled up the video of her on the Martin.
oh,
She
Martin.
is, yeah, it's a little clip. I wish sure, but it's kind of poor quality. You have to kind of do this. Yeah, that's her.
Oh, it's a very small clip. They mention her name, but she's not there long.
Yeah, she just literally walked by.
Yeah, if
Like,
you
and
blink,
then
you'll
like if
miss
I
it.
pause it, you're not gonna see it because YouTube it was dark. So whatever. I tried. Just look it up. It's like a 2 minute clip, but she's in the
Oh,
first
I've
few
seen that
seconds.
episode.
Well, no, I'm talking
Uh,
to everybody else, not you.
okay. Oh,
Not
see,
everything's about you.
see, I don't know. I just had a delivery coming. I have no idea what it is, but we finna see. Well, damn. Okay.
Can you feel it in your chest?
Have a damn good flavor to it. I can tell you that. Got that pinky out. Thanks, man.
Oh, here's a quote from the bank for Wendy Williams. So they're saying, we are concerned about Williams' situation. Attorney David H. Picas wrote on behalf of the bank in the letter to New York Supreme Court Judge Arlene Bluth, requesting a hearing to determine whether Williams is of sound enough mind to continue controlling her own assets. They're saying it is our hope that the guardianship part of the court will imminently appoint a temporary guardian or evaluator to review the situation and ensure that Williams' affairs are being properly handled. So.
But can a bank go to that part?
Well, I mean, like we're thinking about our bank because we don't have millions of dollars in the bank.
Oh, okay.
Like they don't care if we go through, our tax refund money in a minute. They don't care. But because they basically whatever we put in there, they basically borrow. So it's like they want to keep as much money as they can, and don't want to
And
lose
make the
out
money
on
off
all
that
that
interest.
money. Right. So they want to keep it and collect interest on whatever they are holding because banks have banks and they're held in other places. So yeah, once we get to that level, we'll probably experience that different level of security. But right now, Chase Bank, they don't care. Bank of America, I don't care about it. Like go to casinos, we don't care.
Oh wow.
Focus.
No, I had a alert to come across my watch, and I'm gonna see if I can glance through it, see if we can probably talk about it just a little
No,
bit.
focus. You got two stories. You ain't even you brought it up
Well,
and then you cut out.
every time I get ready to start them, you you brought up the clip of Wendy Williams, but um, go ahead and talk about it, and I kind of glance through this while I'm
Talk
paying
about
attention.
what?
Oh,
You brought up
the socialite mom,
that
please,
was your story. You
guilty.
want me to do your story?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, socialite mom, please guilty to secret filming minors for sexual pleasure in her Connecticut mansion. Oh, I see a picture and I think about Red Fox and Aunt Esther. Um, Hadley Palmer, 50. Here it comes. When
So
you
here's the
look at it,
lady. Wait, I have to pull up my other screen so I can see where. Yeah,
oh,
look like somebody popped in the eye.
probably one no kids' parents.
Yeah, somebody with some sense.
Exactly.
But what is her name? Hadley
Hadley
Palmer,
Palmer.
53. She's 53. That is not a
That's a
53-year-old woman.
that's a
That
rough
is not
53.
53.
That's a
She had
rough
a hard life.
53.
And
It's
she's
a
supposed to be
hard
a
knock life.
socialite. Aren't they supposed to be able to take better care of themselves?
You see that neck?
I'm looking at the face. Hey, I can't make it past the face. And
Yeah.
like
Hold
whatever,
on.
but yeah,
I might
she's a Connecticut mother of 4.
I might need
Um,
another sip to cover that.
and she's known for vacationing in Martha's Vineyard, frequenting black tie events. She's pled guilty to secretly filming 3 minors without their consent at her $10 million mansion. Uh, and she pled guilty on, I said, January 19th. 3 counts of voyeurism, 1 count of risk of injury to a minor as part of a plea deal with the prosecutor. Um, the yep, thing scrolled. Like these ads on these pages, like every time I scroll down to read the next line, like an ad shifts.
Okay, well you stop it and I'll
See.
pick it up.
I don't know, man.
Okay, a wealthy.
Like things keep popping up like in the middle, and I'm like, I don't know if the page is still loading and things are just showing up.
It did the
But I
same
stopped
thing.
at the January 19th thing, so
Oh, Hadley
it
Palmer,
would be
53
after
of
that.
Greenwich, pled guilty in the state superior court in Stanford to 3 counts of
Yeah, I read
origin.
that part. It's
Oh,
below.
you did?
Yeah, go.
Okay. So
Yeah,
after
under
that,
that.
as part
Yeah.
of her plea agreement, Palmer pled guilty to these charges in exchange for having prosecutors drop other more serious charges she faced, AP report. Why they dropping
Isn't
charges?
it funny how like when you have like oodles and boodles of money, they always dropping charges
The
to
serious charges
lesser
they drop.
for like lesser charges and sentences. Common man, they just get, well, actually sexual cases they don't really do much on, but with minors, like back in the day, what was it, 15 got you 20? You don't see that anymore. It's
Hey,
like they just slap on the wrist. 6 months, you pay a fine, or what do they do? They pay them off.
exactly. Pay the family off. But it also say those included employing a minor in an obscene performance, a class A felony, conspiracy to employ a minor in obscene performance, and second degree possession of child sex abuse images, according to police. The New York Times reports. Um, the three victims were minors in 2017 and 2018 when the crimes took place. A Greenwich Police Department spokesman said on Monday, the Times report. He said at least one of the minors was 15 or younger. Palmer, who reportedly lives in a $10 million estate in Tony Bell Haven, Greenwich's exclusive waterfront enclave where Martin Moxley was murdered and Kennedy cousin Michael uh, Skakel was convicted of killing her, which was later overturned, was arrested on October the 25th, 2021. Online court records show the socialite who is divorcing her husband of 28 years, venture capitalist Brad Palmer, who accused filming unknown victim naked or in their underwears with the intent to arouse or satisfy the sexual desire of such person or any other person, according to the charges cited in a court document, AP News. Palmer, whose father, Jared Fine, founded a hedge fund, Charter Oak Partner Management in 1976, faces a sentence between 90 days and 90 days
Yeah,
uh, and 5 years in prison. She must also register as a sex offender.
yeah, but
Uh,
it's like it's a slap on the wrist. Like, come on, like we need harsher fines for these predators because they keep doing the same thing, and
exactly.
it's a darn shame. But what do they
Um,
say? She's going to be sentenced on August 1st. Is that what I saw? Yeah,
um,
scrolled up.
yeah,
Yes,
she'll be
she's scheduled
sentenced
to be
on
sentenced
August
on
1st.
August 1st. So she
90
got
days.
all the time to just luxuriate and get out of the country.
TK said that's a tough picture. Yeah, for 53. Uh, uh, Hey, I'm about to hit 50 and I still get carded, so black don't crack. I'm just saying. Um, that's terrible. Well, we
Yeah, that
know.
neck look like it's been through a couple of world wars.
I I thought it was a turkey neck. You're looking at that neck, but hey, 90 days in in 5 years in prison. That's what she's facing. I feel like she should get the max. Why make a deal with a pedophile?
Like for real. they're gonna keep doing it. Like there's no cure for pedophilia. Like that's already been proven.
That's kind of like that. You see that video last week that was going around on Instagram where this lady thought she was meeting a teenage girl to bring home to her husband,
Yeah,
which
but
is
it
crazy.
does surprise me.
Yeah, it don't surprise me, but she did get
I mean,
arrested.
it is funny. You're hearing more and more about stories like this. It is just sickening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we got old Prince.
Prince Andrew.
Yeah, and this one is really crazy because this actually tells you a lot uh, of the society that rich folks deal with. There's uh, Hadley Palmer live in a $10 million mansion, so she have money.
Like
Uh,
she comes from a long line of money, so she's what they call old money.
that
Like
old
her
money,
father had money, her husband had money, his family had money.
that
So
old money,
yeah,
and then Prince Andrew, he just settled a sexual abuse case. Now check this out. I'm only going to read part of it. Um, because it's really crazy how this happened. Now pay attention to the names I call out. To some it might be a surprise, but to me it's not. And kind of see a woman who accused him of raping her when she was a teenage victim of Andrew's friend, the notorious sex offender Jeff Epstein. A lot of people been connected with Jeffrey Epstein. Former President Trump said they lived in the same neighborhood, but he didn't know them, but they were seen on pictures together.
like arm in arm.
And it always been the point of Jeff Epstein and kids coming together.
Like he
So
was the ringleader.
exactly. And the thing is, I seen this article the other day that says she was part of she was child trafficking. The woman, Jeff Epstein, set up for child trafficking. That's how she met Prince Andrew. Now he settled the case. He cut that check, and that's some.
So he's done. No,
Uh,
no jail time. Um,
he did not admit to none of it,
mm-mm.
but he did pay that money.
Yeah, and the incident, because they stated that Andrew sexually abused her when she was under the age of 18 on multiple occasions in New York, London, on Epstein's private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands between 2000 and 2002.
Okay, where was her parents?
And again, it goes with money. Like when you have old money, kids just kind of come and go. Like the families don't even raise their kids, and you see it often. Like the parents are away on a trip and the kids are left at home. And when you're left at home, you're looking for things to do and kids get restless and hang out in places they're not supposed to and easy prey, you know? And then they go to like lavish parties thinking they'll be all, safe, and they end up getting put in a box and sent off to Saudi Arabia or something.
Okay. She claimed she said that she was forced to have sexual intercourse with Andrew at Miss Maxwell home in London. Now she had been in Little St. James in the Virgin Island. Uh, and Mr. Epstein mentioned in Manhattan and on his private island, Little St. James and the Virgin Island. That's a lot of damn traveling for a child, and the parents don't
Yeah,
know
but
where you at.
again, you're thinking like our circle.
Oh, my bad.
We don't have money to do all that stuff. Like like as soon as they're 14, 15, they're adults and they can watch the house and stay in their mansions and go to New York and go shopping and they live in like another state. Take the private jet. Like
Have fun.
they're different rules when it comes to old money people. But let's see, the Queen's announced that she has stripped uh, Prince Andrew of his remaining royal privileges, his honorary military appointments, and patronages. So he will not undertake any public duties um, and is defending the case as a private citizen, according to Buckingham Palace. So that seems like the only punishment he's getting. He's going to be like a commoner, but he don't get commoner, you know,
Do you
uh,
do you think he
penalties.
concerned about that? Because how much money have you?
No,
How much is he worth?
you know what? I have no idea. The Royals is kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky with the Royals because they're paid by the people.
Mm, well, that's
I mean, you
that's
see, they
that's
cut off Prince Harry, so I don't know if they cut him off or he had a little nest egg, and he kids himself and money on the back end and have what do they call those overseas bank accounts?
mm, yeah, that's crazy, perverted ass. Uh, but yeah, that's and it's not talking about no jail time.
Well, no, he's settled,
Mm,
so it's done. He's free and clear. He's just stripped of his titles and gone about his business.
But just imagine
Because
how much.
it was a civil case. So there
Mm,
was no jail time to be had anyway. So,
well, that's what they do.
so yeah.
Um, yeah, I I don't understand it. Not gonna even try to understand it because it's not good. It's not good. Uh, because here it is. I don't know how old the young lady is now, but
I think it
the
said she was
trauma.
30 in her 30s now.
Mm, yeah, but the trauma that she's having to go through to relive all of this and the thought of it. Um,
Yeah, she's 38 now.
uh, uh, hold on. Most of the settlement reached by accused of Mr. Epstein had been kept confidential, although the four women who testified at Miss Maxwell trial each said they had received payout as high as 5 million before legal fees from the victim. Um, that was an Epstein case. So hell, she got her prince. It's finna cost pretty good money for that. That's not gonna be cheap. Uh, so I'm like, oh well. You're listening to Speak on It, Curtdog. I'm Curtdog with Miss Risky in the house. We've been talking about the first segment. We talked about the history lesson with Dr. Davis, and also we talked about Chicago Richardson uh, uh, calling out the IOC, and then we also talked about um Haley Palmer, and as well as Prince Andrew settling his lawsuit case. So that's what we talked about tonight so far. If it's something you want us to talk about, hit us up. You could chat live with us in the chat room, and you can also talk about some other things. Now, Miss Risky, what I was looking at a while ago, um, this just
Yeah, I
came
just sent
out.
you a DM too.
I seen that. Hold on, let me look at your DM first. Oh Lord. All right. Uh, so, and speaking of, oh wow, I didn't even see that part of it. I opened it up and I seen the last part of it.
Oh.
Um, be careful who you get food from. That's why I said I don't
Well,
drink
and
that.
and this goes in with our other situations because I'm reading the story now. Uh, Very
Okay,
disturbing.
I'm gonna let you read the story, but then I'm gonna go back to the one I was reading a while ago while you
Okay.
glance over this one. So a while ago I got an alert. It came out earlier today. Said that some gun permit holders will become law enforcement in state bill. So now, of course, it's not here in Texas, so don't get happy. Um, Legislation introduced the Tennessee state legislation this month is raising alarms from the state police union and gun control advocates who say it could turn the streets into the old west. Two bills in state assembly and state senate, HB 254 and SB 2523, will amend Tennessee law and designate a person who has been issued an enhanced handgun carry permit as a member of law enforcement. As introduced, expand the definition of law enforcement officer to include a person who has been issued an enhanced handgun carry permit provided that the permit is not suspended, revoked, or expired for purpose of authority to carry a firearm under certain circumstance. The summary for the bill read on the Tennessee General Assembly website. There are currently 686,344 active enhanced handgun carry permit holders in the state. According to Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security, which issued the permit, a spokesperson for the department declined to comment about the proposed legislation. Although the legislation doesn't yet have any hearing scheduled, and the assembly version has only one co-sponsor, it's already getting pushback, including from a police union who say it could ultimately lead to more gun violence. Jonathan Gold, a Michigan-based firearm instructor and member of the nonprofit Gifford Gun Owner for Safety, told ABC News the bill would encourage more vandalism that will ultimately lead to more harm. So the thing is, Tennessee was one of the first states that allowed open carry within the last couple of years, and now they're saying that people that have their gun permit could now become police officers. Well, first of all, you align guns in some of the wrong hands. I say it all the time, just because you're able to carry a gun does not mean you should carry a gun. You don't have the mental state of mind to carry a gun, because some people feel that you should just because you have a gun, you untouchable, you above the law, and that's not the case. So I think it's a really stupid um, bill to have, and hopefully it doesn't pass. That's why it's so important that we get out and vote, because bills like this is what they're trying to pass through. But if you don't get out and vote, it will pass. And then you're going to come up against another George Zimmerman. So we don't need these type of people trying to police people, and their motive is all wrong. So yes, Get out and vote. What's going on? Radio Chaos is in the house, and I'm gonna let Miss Risky talk about this old nasty ass story. She
Just
unsent
nasty people. It goes with the theme of predators.
exactly.
So, a Louisiana teacher has pled guilty to giving her students cupcakes laced with her husband's sperm. Yeah, you heard it. Sperm.
We can't make
Cynthia
this shit up.
Perkins, 37, admitted to a slew of disturbing sex crimes, including child pornography, second-degree rape, and mingling of harmful substances. When she took the plea deal, that's what she was up for when she took the plea deal in Lewiston on Monday. So, like I said, she was a teacher, and her now ex-husband. They were initially arrested in 2019 on more than 150 sex crime related charges, including sexual abusing a child together. Cynthia was also hit with the harmful substance charge after she put Dennis's sperm onto cupcakes that she gave to the students. And this is a junior high school, so it's Livingston's West Side Junior High School. So, under the plea deal, Cynthia has 68 other charges against her dismissed and will have to testify against Dennis at his upcoming trial. There's a quote here says she not only waived any right to appeal um, and attempt to avoid conviction, but she also spared the victims from reliving her horrific crimes during this particular crime, end quote. And that's from Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry. Um, she will be sentenced to 41 years in prison on Friday. She filed for divorce from her husband in the wake of their divorce arrest. Um, let's see, I guess, he had manipulated her into committing those crimes. That's what they always say. Oh, he made me do it. Um, they were busted after authorities received a tip at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Investigators found nude photos um, and of them with minors. Cynthia eventually resigned from Westside Junior High School the day after her arrest, while Dennis was fired from his deputy role at the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office. Yeah.
Mm.
So he's scheduled to face trial in May on 150 criminal charges. So, yeah, it's disturbing all the way around.
And it's at the end, they said, let's get this straight. She got 68 charges dismissed
Hmm.
and is
Hmm.
only getting 41 years in prison. That's one hell of a deal. Uh, that's a hell of a deal. I'm
Like for real.
I'm I'm confused, and I don't know. Um, but he's a law enforcement officer. Um, Radio Chaos asks, have you been following Curtis Reeves' case? That's the guy who shot and killed someone in a movie theater for throwing popcorn on him and claiming self-defense. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, I
Let me
haven't
see.
heard that either.
Let me see if I can pull it up real
Because I
quick.
just pulled it up, and so is the old man Curtis Reeves?
Uh, Curtis Reed
Looks like
trial.
another white on white crime. Because this is a picture that I'm showing here, but I don't know if that's Curtis Reeves. But I'm assuming so, and this is, I guess, the victim, Chad Olson. Uh, they said Curtis Reeves had asked Chad Olson to put away his cell phone during the movie previews before shooting him.
Oh, so Curtis Reeve is a retired Florida cop.
Government, let's get some better health care so we can get some mental health in there. Like, for
Exactly.
real. And we ain't doing a good job.
Oh,
And it says,
not
Reeve
only
says,
just a retired
it just happened
Florida
so damn
cop,
fast.
but he's a retired Florida police captain.
Of course he is.
Um,
He faces
he-
up to a life in prison if convicted of second murder and felt threatened enough to justify shooting Olson.
oh, and this
Yeah,
happened 8 years ago. Yeah, it's a CNN actually says 79-year-old man is finally standing trial this week, 8 years after he
yeah,
fatally
that's
shot a
right.
man who was texting in a Florida movie theater. Opening statement began Monday in the trial of Curtis Reeve, who has pled not guilty to second-degree murder and aggravated battery in the killing of Chad Olson in January 2014. Jury selection took place over 4 days last week, ending Thursday when 6 jurors and 4 alternate were selected to hear the case, according to Stephen Thompson, a spokesperson for Florida 6th Judicial Circuit Court. The case garnered widespread attention at the time of the killing, is part due to the defendant's self-defense claim under Florida controversial stand your ground law. We just mentioned George Zimmerman. The claim was ultimately denied by a judge who said after 2 weeks of pretrial testimony in 2017, the law did not apply in this case, forcing it to trial. Reeves was initially held without bond, but was freed on a $150,000 bond in 2014 on the condition he was allowed to leave. Under the condition he was allowed to leave his home only to attend church, court, medical appointment, or go to the grocery store. The trial comes after years of delay. CNN affiliated WFTS has arbitrated the various motion pretrial hearing in the COVID-19 pandemic, but an attorney for Osteen Weiss, who was who was injured in the shooting but survived, called the delay embarrassing. The 8 year delay is, in my opinion, embarrassing and only benefit Curtis Reeve, as if it allowed him to contribute to be at home with his loved one and spend time with his family. Hmm. Yep, 8 years. 8 years ago. That's crazy. Radio Chaos. Oh, Radio said the defense today argued that the throwing of the popcorn was robbery. I would like for them to explain this. How is it robbery throwing popcorn? What's going on?
And it
Georgia
looks
beat the
like
house.
it was his own bag, and the guy, I think, did one of those, and it got in his face.
Oh, so
It flipped
he
up, so it was his own popcorn. They said the only object anyone saw thrown at Reeves was his own bag of popcorn, flipped up in his face by uh, they said exasperated Lando Lake's father. Um, so yeah, so it was his own, and it started before then. Um, uh, he what's his name? The old man. I'm just gonna say old man because I can't remember his name right now.
Curtis
He
Reed.
argued that Olson was unreasonably irate when, as the previews played inside Theater 10 of the Grove 16 Cinema, Reeves, there he is, Reeves bent down and asked him, the man, to stop playing around on his cell phone. So it looks like it was just kind of like a tit for tat situation, and things got agitated. Popcorn got thrown, and this is before the movie even started.
Mm.
What were they going to see? Did they even say what they were trying to see?
I don't know.
Like,
Maybe they was
they,
trying to see Christopher Reeve and Superman or something. I don't know.
no, that wouldn't be out then. Like, it must have been a Marvel movie or something. Well, no, I don't think the old man would sit that long in a Marvel movie. It was probably like one of them Clint Eastwood movies.
Oh,
He was hype.
the one that Clint Eastwood did as the trafficker.
Uh,
What was it called?
well, he had the mule. I
Yeah,
didn't
the
see that
mule.
one,
The mule.
but he had so many where he plays the same grumpy old man with a gun.
Yeah. Hell, he might have been trying to go see Muddy a Bit family reunion or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think they had that in Florida. In them
Curtis said,
parts.
yeah, Curtis. Radio said the popcorn hadn't even hit the floor and Curtis shot the guy. That's a shame. That's a shame. You
Oh,
know,
it says Lone Survivor is the name of the movie.
oh, okay.
Uh, oh, is that Mark Wahlberg movie?
I
It's based on
think
true events.
yeah, it is. It's a kind of like when he
Yeah,
was
where
in
he was like pinned down in
uh
hostile territories.
exactly in Iraq or
Yeah,
somewhere. Uh,
yeah, he was. Yeah, that. Listen, that movie gave me anxiety.
yeah, I,
So anyway, all right, that explains it. I knew it was one of them. It was gonna be something military or some old man movie. It had to be something, but it doesn't just like listen, people. If you have an issues in a theater, you can go to the ushers and report them. Like for real, just report them and get them kicked out if they're being unruly. You don't have to shoot anybody. Like it's a you paid $10 for a ticket. Sit down.
exactly. Radio said it was a Navy SEAL movie, and
Yeah.
I've had two incidents that happened this week with me. The other day coming home, um, I'm on the high, well, on our road coming home. I'm going faster than the speed limit. Somebody riding on my tail. I couldn't even see their headlights behind me, but which is cool. I don't trail. Just go around. You feel like you want to go faster, go around. I'm not moving because I need to make a left hand turn. But this person, right before I got ready to make the left hand turn, they actually came around me, got in front of me, and just before they cut their signal light on to make a left hand turn, they brake checked me. Well, we kind of cut our signal on at the same time. And when we turned it on, I got over and we both turned into our neighborhood. And this person, they got nervous because they drove all the way to the end of the neighborhood and I passed my turn up just to do it. But
Yeah.
I just peaceful. But this person gonna I could tell they was nervous because they didn't expect for me to turn at the same spot. And if I would have caught up with him, I would have told him, look, first of all, you brake checked me in the middle of a highway. You could have caused a major accident. Secondly, I could have been a crazy individual that took that personal and started shooting, which a lot of people do that. So you got to be careful of who you dealing with because you don't know what people are doing this day and time, especially when we have a governor like Greg Abbott to sign everybody can carry a weapon if they want to. You don't know. So be smart about the situation. And then today, I stopped to get some dinner, stopped at a restaurant, and I went through drive through because it's cold as hell outside. I didn't feel like getting out, out my car. So um the car in front of them, I guess they ordered so much they told them park out front. Well, this particular drive through, it only had one lane. So after I get my food, pay for my food, get my food, I'm trying to leave. They have the drive-through block. So I gave a courtesy too, because you got the drive-through block. I understand you waiting for your food, but pull over to the side in a parking spot or somewhere. So the first time I toot my horn, woman do nothing. So I toot toot. She started doing raving her hand and telling me to go around. I don't have no damn way of going around you. So and she looked like she was finna get out the car, but I opened my car though. And she stopped. I'm like, ma'am, it's a parking spot there. It's one there. You cannot block the drive through. I have places to go. I got a show to do tonight. You got to move that car. So finally she moved. But I guess she thought I was somebody who she could talk noise to and just do it. But you got to move that car. You're not finna block me in this drive through. They gonna bring your food out to you whenever it's ready, but don't block the damn drive through. So I'm like, hell, move the damn car. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I
But
had a
once,
coworker. She was actually followed. Dude cut her off, and of course she had some choice words, and then he started following her. She was smart enough, because she was almost home. She was smart enough to drive to the police station and drove right up to the front, and he followed her in there. I guess he wasn't paying attention, and cops came out and was like, "Is there a problem?" Yeah, this fool's following me, and it's like I don't need him following me to my home. Like yeah, he come up on me, he gonna be dead.
exactly. So I'm just
Yeah,
saying, people,
people are insane.
be peace, bring peace, because you don't know who you're dealing with, and because even with this incident in the drive-through, it could have been this thing could have went all wrong for the simple fact gave a courtesy beat, nothing. Gave another courtesy beat. Next thing I know, this woman throwing her hands up, telling me go around. What I'm gonna do? Jump the damn curve? And if somebody without and they out of they don't have a right sense of mind could have got out and been like, "I'll move the motherfucker if you don't want to move it." So I'm like, "Damn, just out of courtesy, just move."
Yeah, people are just so selfish and ignorant. Like I'd be getting in my car to go somewhere, and someone will park their car right behind me. Tramp, you see me about to pull out? Like move, because I will keep going. Do
Yeah,
like on fried green tomatoes. I got good insurance.
exactly. I pay enough for it. I believe
Mhm.
that happened in Florida, if I'm not
It
mistaken,
always happens in
India.
Florida.
Well, no, talking about the statement he said. Another guy a couple of weeks ago got in a road rage incident, which resulted in one of the drivers shooting at the other car through his windshield with his eyes closed while driving. I believe he was arrested. Also, I believe both of them was. When I seen that video, and apparently something happened, and he just felt like the driver was getting ready to shoot at him. So he opened his console up between the seat, and he grabbed his gun. And when the guy came up, I don't know if he threw something at the car or what, um, but as soon as he did it, he started shooting at the guy. Had his eyes closed while he driving down the highway in Florida. Um, so yeah, and T Cal said, "Yep, you're right. People are on the edge, and they could end their life. Yes,
Over
life is too
stupid stuff.
short. Life is not a video game. You get one life, and once it's gone, it's gone. That's all to it. So definitely, be mindful. That's like if somebody allowed me to cut in front of them, I always throw my hand up. Thank you, appreciate it. Um, because being courtesy, you don't know what people are dealing with. So, um, but Miss Risky, tell the people where they can find you.
Well, since my birthday's coming up, I'll probably be playing poker and drinking. But no, you can find me online at RSKEE on Instagram, Twitter, all over. Risky Books if you want to add to my drinking bill. Let me party like a rock star. RSKEEbooks.com if you want to check out my works. If you want to send me a message, rskee at yahoo.com. Let's see, what else? Just find Risky and, you know, everything else will fall in place. You can find everything else. So.
Exactly. Um, you can find me on social media. It's best to send me a message. I will respond quicker. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been tired of, and my emails is back up to over 3,000. Don't judge me. Uh, but it been rough. And to be honest with you, and I'm gonna say this before we go, um, people are dealing with a lot of mental health issue. Regardless if you recognize it or not, please get some help. Go to your employer, ask about the EAP program, and you can get counseling for free. Not just for you, but your spouse and your kids can get counseling for free. Today, I didn't think I was going to do the show today um, because today marked 1 year since I lost my mother. And talking to my siblings this morning, it was rough, but we understand that she's in a much better place. And we're going to have our good time, going to have our bad time for my nieces, my nephew, my great nieces and nephews. It's not easy. We still gonna make it through it, but we know that she will want us to continue to live our life, um, because she lived hers, and she have gave us the tools that we need to be able to survive. So continue to for the ones that have lost loved ones. I understand. Mm, This is nothing that I play about. Life is real. Life is too short. Love your loved ones. And um, I would say, you know what? Make a lot of memories. Take pictures every time you get the opportunity. Take pictures because you never know when that time is over. So until Tuesday, I appreciate everyone for supporting the show, listening, watching the reruns. I thank Miss Risky for all that she do. Um, Everyone that tunes in, watch the replays. I see the lights. Um, but we also need some subscriptions. So definitely do that too. Like us on all platforms and subscribe. Even if you're not watching us on there, like us, tell a friend. And we're looking at doing some bigger things this year, but it's going to take all of us to do it. So until Tuesday night, I love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.